Hello, friends. You are welcome to Anchor Network, where you get updates of things happening around you. I appreciate every one of you that have subscribed to this channel. And if you have not subscribed, I say thank you very much, because I know that at the end of this news, you are going to subscribe. And I want you to press the red button and also the bell icon so that you'll be notified anytime we publish any news. Thank you very much once again.
Federal government begins Ruga settlements in Taraba, Adamawa, Plateau, Kaduna, and others. Despite the harsh criticism of the planned establishment of Ruga settlements across the country, the federal government is set to commence the pilot phase of the project in Taraba, Adamawa, Plateau, Kaduna, and 7 other states. Saturday's Punch's investigations have confirmed. It was learned in Abuja on Friday that the execution of the project will start in 11 states, including Sokoto, Nasarawa, Kogi, Katsina, Kebbi, Zamfara, and Niger. Documents seen by one of our correspondents at the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development showed that all was set for the implementation of the initiative. According to the senior officials of the ministry, the federal government is determined to go ahead with the project, notwithstanding the public outcry, particularly in the south. The pilot states for its implementations are Sokoto, Adamawa, Nasarawa, Kaduna, Kogi, Taraba, Katsina, Plateau, Kebbi, Zamfara, and Niger. They are actually 11 in number, and the governors of these states are coming to the ministry to learn how the Ruga settlement will be implemented. A senior official at the FMARD who spoke on the conditions of anonymity said. The source added, "These are the states that have fully shown their interest, but unfortunately, people are talking about this as if the federal government is planning to grab land in the states. That's not true. The plan is mainly for the states that are ready, and the federal government had a discussion with governors concerned. Some of the governors came here and said they promised to provide land because they have seen the benefits they would derive from the initiative. It is not that the federal government wants to invade the states, no." When asked whether the government should go ahead with the initiative, despite its rejection by many other states, the official replied, "Why not? Of course, the government will go ahead with the program, particularly in states that are not willing to have it. For states that are not interested, no problem." On Tuesday, the Permanent Security FMARD, Mohamed Umar, said, aside from the states where the pilot phase of the program will start, many other states had expressed their interest in the scheme. The project is said to be part of the solution to the incessant clashes between farmers and herders. Umar had said the Ruga settlement will attract a lot of investment to Nigeria, and it is our belief that in the next 5 years, each Ruga settlement will provide nothing less than 2,000 employment opportunities. We are collaborating with the cattle breeders associations in Nigeria. On May 21st, 2019, the immediate past and Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Chief Audu Ogbe, had announced that Buhari approved the Ruga settlement initiative earlier in the same month. Meanwhile, the Office of the Vice President and Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria on Friday disagreed over the implementation of the controversial Ruga settlement initiative. While MACBAN's General Secretary Baba Ingelzama claimed on Sunrise Daily, a program on Channels Television on Friday, that Vice President Yemi Osinbajo's office was helping Fulani herdsmen to create Ruga settlements across the country, Laolu Akande, media aside to Osinbajo, denied the claim. Ingelzerma had told the Channel Television that the Ruga settlement model was a component part of the Livestock Development and Transformation Plan being implemented under the Office of the Vice President. He said, "We must all agree with me that the crisis we are facing today has become a multidimensional one, so the approach must also be holistic. It was the desire of the federal government to take a holistic approach that gave birth to the rural settlement model, and it is not only Fulani who are herders. In southern Kaduna, there are natives who are also herders. Even in Plateau, there are groups that are herders. It was intended for the herders as a part of the efforts by the government to come up with an economic model of resolving this crisis. This is an integrated settlement that will bring about the production of pasture, grasses, water schools, markets, meat, and milk purpose processing, and where it can create a subsector of the economy. This is something that, if done properly, will create a lot of jobs. When asked if it was right for the government to spend taxpayers' money on what would benefit herders alone, Ngazema argued that the crop farmers had similarly benefited in the past. However, in a swift reaction, the office of the vice president denied being in charge of the implementation of the Ruga Settlement Initiative. The senior special assistant to the vice president on media and publicity, Mr. Laulu Akande, said in a tweet on Friday that the program being handled by Osinbajo was different from the one being referred to by Mieti Allah. Akande said that the National Livestock Transformation Plan, endorsed by the National Economic Council, was different from the Ruga program. He tweeted, "Contrary to claims reported in sections of the media, Ruga settlements are not being supervised by the Office of the Vice President. Ruga is different from the National Livestock Transformation Plan approved by governors under auspices of National Economic Council." On the National Livestock Transformation Plan, 13 states are already in the process of implementation of a plan to transform the livestock production system in Nigeria along market-oriented value chain while ensuring an atmosphere of peace and justice. The states are Adamawa, Benue, Kaduna, Plateau, Nasarawa, Taraba, Zamfara, Katsina, Kano, Kogi, Kwara, Ondo, and Edo. These states are at different stages in the process, but have indicated readiness to implement the plan. The truth is, this federal government will not impose on any state government regarding its land. NCE okayed the plan based on the recommendation of a technical committee of the council chaired by Ebonyi State Governor David Umahi. Other governors on the committee and working group are those of Adamawa, Kaduna, Benue, Taraba, Edo, Plateau, Oyo, and Zamfara mostly, the frontline states. Governor Bello Motwale of Zamfara State and Secretary to the Niger government Ahmed Matain have confirmed that their states will accept the proposed Ruga settlements for headmen. Mutawale, who spoke through this Director General of Media and Publicity, Alhaji Yusuf Idris, said Ruga settlements for Fulani was the best option that could foster peace in the country. He said, "The governor has pledged to establish grazing reserves for herders, which will be distinct from the farmlands, in order to ensure a seamless, peaceful coexistence among farmers and Fulani." Metain told Saturday Punch that the Niger state had already provided over 40 hectares of land for the project. According to Metain, the state would provide some facilities for the environment, including security, health services, schools, and clinics for the animals to make the herdsmen feel comfortable to carry out their job in a well dignified manner. While Taraba criticized the project on Tuesday, other states listed in the pilot phase had yet to respond to Saturday's Punch's inquiries as of the time of going to the press on Friday. Although Benue was not listed among the pilot states, one of our correspondents observed a signpost for the project in one of the local government areas in the state. One of the signboards seen by one of our correspondents read in part, "Federal Government of Nigeria, Federal Ministry of Agric and Rural Development Project. The establishment of pasture plot grazing reserve, Benue State." Meanwhile, the Speaker of the Benue State House of Assembly, Titus Uba, on Friday said that the Assembly had called for the removal of signboards erected in the communities earmarked for rural settlements. Addressing journalists in his office, Uba said the assembly had advertised Governor Samuel Otom to direct council chairman to remove the signboards meant for Ruga settlements in their areas. That's the end. Please say your comments and what you think about this topic.